All right, man. Rod Wood, the Detroit Lions mouthpiece, talked about the return of fans, bringing draft to Detroit, and new uniforms and more. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. We're gonna read it. And NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said he expect to have full stadiums in 2021. So that's pretty much, what the first paragraph is about. But it's NFL Commissioner Roger expressed confidence this week. The league's 32 teams will welcome fans back to a full stadium for 2021 season. And Detroit Lions Rod Wood said Wednesday the team is navigating through protocols with the city and state officials to ensure they can get as many fans as possible safely back in Ford Field. Quote, "It's certainly my hope," said Wood. In fact, I had a call with the state between the end of the league meeting and this press conference today to keep the dialogue going. I had a call with the mayor's office last week. Obviously, we're trying to do everything we can to help by getting people vaccinated. I think that's the key step in this. With theme of vaccination at Ford Field, yeah, they're doing vaccines down there. I'm not gonna speak on that. Quote, "Think we're doing around 5,000, 6,000 vaccinations per day." Wood said, "We'll be doing everything we can to support the PSA and help other people get inspired to get the vaccine, understand how safe it is and how important it is to get back. I think if we continued on this trend, there's probably a good chance we're going to have large gatherings of fans this fall, whether it's full stadiums or not. I certainly hope it's going to be way more than 750. That's sure." The Lions largely play. Okay, cool. We just going with the quotes. The quotes. Okay. Quote, "Certainly consider even extending it beyond the current team term to continue support the vaccines in the marketplace," was said. "As I said, we'll also do everything we can to help educate the public why it's the right thing to do to get the shot soon as you're eligible and it's available to you." Quote, another quote, "Together, the players' associations, we're doing everything we can to educate them on the importance of safely measuring that are in the place with the vaccines." Okay, can we talk about the vaccine? Okay, we go. I don't care about the vaccine. Okay, here we go. "We hope we are a serious contender for the 24 draft. We're still in the mix for that. We'll see. Hopefully we can bring that to Detroit by then everything should be fully open. We can have hundreds of thousands of people downtown enjoying the draft. We look forward to continuing to try to win that kind of thing for the city and for the team as well too." NFL rules permit teams change their uniforms. NFL rules permit teams change their uniform every 5 years, and the Lions unveiled their current look of 2017. That means the team is nearing the window for a possible redesign. I didn't know that. Today's uniforms suck, but he said you give some thought. Wood said, "We're coming up to the window when we could make some changes. I haven't really gone into design phase yet, but that's certainly something that once the window opens up, we'll probably take a step back and look at the current roster that we have and any changes that we can want to make. Do we continue with the color rush, etc.? It's on my mind. Nothing is official." As a part of the expansion, 17 games regular season announced earlier this week, the NFL also noted teams will be required to play internationally once every 8 years. The current market for the games are London, Mexico, and Germany, with potential expansion into other areas, including South Africa. Wood noted the plan for the team to play internationally during years when they would otherwise have a ninth home game. The Lions expect to play at least 8 home games at Ford Field every season. NFL announced that it won't be extra set of OTAs for teams with new coaches this offseason, but Wood said there's been some discussions about offering those franchise extra practice time after mandatory minicamp in June. The team hasn't decided whether they take full advantage of the opportunity. It's just offered. Optimism also remains high. There will be some in-person on-field work during this year's offseason program, as opposed to the repeat last year fully virtual setup. Wood acknowledged continued progress in being made with the relationship between franchise Hall of Fame bound Calvin Johnson. Quote, "We're working actively with Calvin's and his team on the celebration at the Hall of Fame and continuing to have conversations with him." Wood said, "I know he's mentioned publicly that he's connected with Sheila that's a positive step. We continue to celebrate with him, and I think the relationship is headed in the right direction. Tickets won't change. Ticket prices won't change. The Lions previously committed to retaining those 2019 prices heading to 2020 and carries over to this year. All right, there was a lot being said there. So, you know what? Where I want to start at, we're going to talk about Calvin. And I mean, pay the man his money. You took $1 million from him. The Fords got millions of dollars. I said many times it's easy to set up a situation where you say, Calvin, we give you $1 million if you just do, charity, or you just do some Lions events. But like I said before, if he was white, they would have never took that. It would have never took that money from him. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. A lot of people not gonna like it, but Mr. Ford had a long history of being a racist. Go back and look at those early Ford days, how they treated minorities and how they treated whites, paying them more and paying blacks and other minorities less. But if your husband a racist, are you gonna marry him? Okay, birds of a feather flock together. The kids might be different, but at the same time, his stance is, give me my money. What are we talking about? Are we trying to men's that fence into my bank account? Just simple as that. It ain't like he quit because, just because he felt like coming to work. He quit because y'all wasn't treating him right. Y'all wasn't winning. Y'all didn't want to train him. Get out of here. And then y'all let Matthew Stafford go. And that just goes back to the point of me saying that if he was white, he would have got his money and probably would have got traded. So he wouldn't have been about the money. And that's sad. So any pillow talk about him and Sheila and whatever they're talking, give me my money. If y'all ain't talking about giving him his $1 million or whatever it was, then, kiss my ass. Because if I wasn't going to the Hall of Fame, would y'all be trying to mend this fence? It's just straight up and down, man. It's either you do or you don't do. Yeah. And that's my thing. You got this dude that don't know nothing about football talking about, football, even if it's business or not. How we supposed to hope they get it right when they got guys who don't know football? Bringing Spielman win was a plus and all that. But, he talked about the vaccine as well. I'm not going to harp on Johnson too much. He talked about the vaccine as well. And my thing is, it's your opinion, because you can't say nothing on YouTube about it. So it's your opinion. If you want to get it, you want to get it. If you don't, you want to don't. I'm not going to argue either way. I'm not trying to convince people to get it or not get it or don't get it. It's not my job. The PSAs and, them saying it's safe, it's up to you. But a lot of young people don't believe in that. They believe they're invincible to that. But, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. So he went on to talk about uniforms as well, too. And, the uniforms been sucking for years. They need somebody to design it. I mean, why about to talk about the dude from Detroit versus everybody, or go pair with some local designer, because the jersey's garbage. All they got to do is just go back to the 90s jerseys. The blue ain't the blue. You can look at the Berry blue and Honolulu blue and East blue. Like, look at them uniforms. They was ugly. They gonna say ugly. They just wasn't appealing. You go look at the ones they wearing now. They okay, but it's not the best. At the end of the day, get back to the Honolulu blue. That's my thing. Get back to the Honolulu blue. How hard is it to get back to the Honolulu blue and just go back to those jerseys? Even if you just tighten them up, like, go back to the Honolulu blue jerseys. To that color. To me, just they're not even giving the effort to have better uniforms. They're not even giving the effort to it, dude. It's just just mind blowing. It's my opinion, man. It's just. Man, just go with a new local fresh designer. And you just look at the NFL jerseys in general, the Packers jerseys. I mean, it's nothing special. Back in the day, you had the Patriot jerseys with the dude with the football on. You had better jerseys back. Even the Chargers jerseys was better back in the day. They might have the best looking jerseys, just to the point. Even the Broncos jersey, I got an old Bronco hat from the 80s jerseys. Today, with the originals, the remakes, the originals, the new remakes, they just can't get nothing new going. It just don't make no sense, bro. But I don't know, man. I really don't know, man. Just, they got to do better. Like, who came up with the black outlines? Seriously, man. Just go with the old 90s jersey. Just modernize them. Because, they really didn't have a cuff around the shoulder pads. They had... The jersey just hung off. A lot of people I played with, like, wearing tight jerseys, so they can't be held and stuff. So you want to know why some players wear super tight jerseys, so they won't be held. More jerseys, more opportunity to hold and get away with it. But I mean, you could talk about OTAs. You know, the Lions was gonna fail. You know, like Mike Valenti said last year, good teams make the adjustment, bad teams don't. So with the new league year changing, there was no way that a bad organization was gonna turn it around without having in-person OTAs, in-person mini camps. You know, how are you gonna get your rookies up to code on virtual? So, you know, once again, you got a new regime. They talking about going virtual. It's not gonna work. The Lions probably gonna get off to a slow start if it's not in-person mini camps and OTAs. You know. And that's just what it is. You know, new regime, virtual again. You know, then if they do have in person, the Lions gonna have to come out of pocket in the thing year on vaccine and more weeks of COVID tests. So that's my thing about it, man. Then you go in about having fans. Why not? You know, don't nobody really taking this pandemic serious, dude. And these dudes going around partying, taking they stimulus and spending on vacations, and then when it's time to get evicted, they gonna be begging people to feel bad with them. I'm not letting nobody move in with me or feel bad because what's going on. I work my ass off to have my bills up to code, to make sure everything okay, and sacrificing everybody going on these fantasy destinations to make sure my family good. So I abide by the rules. I wear a mask, and I'm healthy. So if they have 100% capacity, it's gonna be with vaccines. Or if you don't have a vaccine, you're just gonna take that risk. You're gonna sign these non-disclosure agreements on if you get it at the stadium or not. But hey, let me know what you guys think. And it'd be nice to have a draft here. So we'll see what happens with that. I doubt it. But hey, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the fastest way to reach me. Links in the description. Want to make a donation? Cash App, PayPal description. Best way to donate. Share the video. Let me know what you guys think about what Rod Wood said and all that. One time for the one time. Overseas Sports Talk. Peace.